Yes, Senator.
Okay. So if you've got 10 cases of clear fraud, you and the deputy and the attorney general will sit down and decide which ones to prosecute and prioritize.
Well, Senator, when it comes to the case level, that work happens within our line AUSAs.
Counselor, I got 5 minutes. No disrespect. You're a good guy. Answer my question.
A small town lost millions to fraud, and no one could agree who should have stopped it. That same question echoed in the Judiciary Committee hearing today. Stay with us to see what happened next.
On your nomination, what kind of fraud are you going to go after?
Senator, the core that I would say that we're going to go after within this division initially as we build out will be taxpayer-funded programs such as Medicaid, such as the SNAP program, and other subsidiary HHS, USDA, et cetera, programs. We will be putting our view there.
Who is going to who's going to make the decision about which of these specific types of fraud you go after?
Senator, in the course of building out investigations, we work directly with the federal investigators.
Who's going to make the decision about which specific types of fraud you go after?
Senator, with respect to this role, I believe I will be working with the Deputy Attorney General and the Attorney General to figure out how we prioritize this mountain of fraud.
So it's you, the Deputy Attorney General, and the Attorney General?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. So if you've got 10 cases of clear fraud, you and the deputy and the attorney general will sit down and decide which ones to prosecute and prioritize.
Well, Senator, when it comes to the case level, that work happens within our line AUSAs.
Counselor, I got 5 minutes. No disrespect. You're a good guy. Answer my question.
At the programmatic level and as we build out the division, those decisions will be made with the Deputy Attorney General and the Attorney General. With respect to specific case questions,
do you already have cases in mind?
I do not have cases in mind, Senator.
Okay. So suppose we can agree. I think that the federal taxpayers, American taxpayers, put up between 50 and 90% of the money in the Medicaid program. States love it. Let's suppose that you have a governor who knows there's fraud in his Medicaid program, but he ignores it because he would lose all this federal money. Is that fraud?
Senator, I think that's a form of fraud, waste, and abuse. Whether it fits within the contours of criminal culpability,
is that the sort of thing you're going to look at?
Senator, as referenced earlier, we will be looking at the full scope of fraud.
Answer my question, Counselor. Is that the sort of thing you're going to look at?
Senator, I do plan to look at the full range of potentially criminally culpable actors.
Let's suppose, are you familiar with an inspector general?
Yes,
I'm sure
Senator.
you are, because you're a good lawyer. Let's suppose, and you're aware, I'm sure, that inspectors general act independently of a cabinet secretary. Cabinet secretary under the law, I think it's 5 U.S.C. section 417. Can only overrule an inspector general if what that inspector general is doing is dramatically hurts the U.S. interests or some sort of pretty language like that. Let's suppose an inspector general comes in and a cabinet secretary or a senior official says to an inspector general, I want to know what cases you're investigating, and you have to tell me. And if any of them are going to impact me in terms of my reputation, I'm going to pull you off of them. Is that fraud?
Senator, I would see that as a form of conflict of interest to the extent that that'll look bad for the cabinet secretary.
I know that. Is that the sort of thing you're going to get involved in?
Senator, I will be focused on criminal prosecutions. That will be my focus in identifying fraudsters operating, taking money.
Let's suppose the Census Bureau tells you that 11% of the American people are poor, and we get to decide the definition. But we're going to exclude about 80% of the federal benefits that we give to folks in determining this 11%. So that instead of 11%, we really have only 1% of the American people that are below the poverty level. Is that fraud? Is it fraud if a cabinet secretary knows that and doesn't do anything about it?
Senator, there are a range of criminal tools that the Department of Justice can bring to bear.
Is that fraud?
Fraud in the classic sense of executing a scheme to defraud a government program, probably not.
Is it right?
No, it is not
Is it
right.
moral?
No, it is not, Senator.
Is it ethical?
Senator.
Does not seem ethical to me, Senator.
Thank you for your
Ronald.
indulgence, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Ronald.
At a Judiciary Committee hearing, John Kennedy pressed DOJ nominee Colin McDonald on a fundamental issue: who decides which fraud cases get pursued? McDonald said priorities would be set with the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General, focusing first on taxpayer-funded programs like Medicaid and SNAP. Kennedy pushed further, asking whether ignoring known fraud in state Medicaid programs, interfering with inspectors general, or manipulating poverty data could itself amount to fraud. McDonald distinguished between unethical conduct and criminal fraud, underscoring how narrow legal definitions can be compared to public expectations. The broader lesson is this: fraud enforcement is not just about catching thieves, it is about defining accountability inside government itself. Follow for clear reporting that helps you understand how legal definitions shape real-world consequences.